Welcome back to Top Moments TV today. Get ready because we are bringing you some intense moments and tech adventures that are not for the faint of heart. Dangerous things are waiting ahead. Buckle up and jump right in. In the middle of a construction site full of rocks and dirt, a woman stood out with her nimble hands controlling a giant excavator. Each stroke of the bucket was strong and decisive, as if she was dancing a graceful dance with the steel machine. In the middle of a construction site full of rocks and soil stands out the image of a girl with her nimble hands controlling a giant excavator. Her decisive and powerful movements make people admire. The giant excavator, seemingly invincible, now lay sprawled at the bottom of the abyss. Broken steel, oil stains, and grief covered the majestic mountains. The mighty excavator, a giant metal monster, was now sinking into a swamp of slush. The black, glue-like mud had swallowed the huge tracks, leaving only the dreary orange body of the machine. The roar of the engine echoed above the whistling wind as the giant excavator, with its sharp steel jaws, slowly slid down from the truck bed. Each heavy, decisive movement made the ground shake. Oh God, no! Miracle happened to the excavator. A huge block of concrete, like a gray monster, suddenly collapsed, crushing the poor excavator under its terrible weight. The metal screeched painfully. Concrete dust covered the scene, leaving behind a scene of devastation.
Oh, shit!
Do you want to feel the power of a giant steel warrior in your hands? Step into the excavator cabin, where you will become the captain controlling this monster to conquer all terrains.
Stop!
In the middle of a desolate landscape where the red dirt road writhed in the slushy mud, a giant excavator roared, struggling for life. Its tracks crunched into the slimy mud, desperately trying to hold on. Amidst the peaceful countryside scene, the noisy engine of the excavator suddenly stopped, replaced by the terrifying sound of splashing water. The iron monster weighing tons slowly sank deeper into the pond, like a giant animal stuck in the mud. In the middle of the desolate landscape, the giant truck suddenly became a victim of the raging stream, sinking deep into the rapids. It seemed hopeless. The roar of the engine echoed throughout the forest. The huge truck teetered on the edge of the cliff, just a little more careless, and it would plunge straight into the deep stream. The roar of the engine drowned out the sound of the rushing water as the mighty excavator slowly pulled it up. In the middle of the vast field, the giant tractor roared helplessly, sinking deep into the slushy mud. The wheels spun hopelessly, mud splashed everywhere, blackening the entire area. But the resilient farmers were not discouraged.
Tài xế giữ của tôi chạy cái văng tùm lum hết trơn này. Này. Awas. Mau putar di sini.
The iron monsters roared and gnashed their teeth, their giant wheels crushing the road surface. The mighty convoy of trucks, straining to pull heavy equipment, slowly conquered the steep slope.
Ini mau diganti dulu bannya.
The roar of the engine echoed throughout the mountainous area. The giant excavator clenched its chains, bit by bit pulling the heavy truck up the steep slope. Dust swirled, filling the air with the acrid smell of engine oil. Sweat poured down the driver's forehead, his hands gripping the steering wheel tightly, trying to keep the car from rolling backwards. The slope was like a roaring monster, ready to swallow anyone who dared to challenge it. The powerful car roared, tearing through the thick fog, rushing down the winding, dangerous mountain road. The hairpin turns were steep. The cliffs seemed to want to swallow the small car. The wheels gripped the rough, rocky road. Each jolt was a test of the driver's courage. The car roared, grinding its teeth, each wheel gripping the rough, slippery road. In front of it was a steep slope, challenging all limits, like a giant monster bearing its fangs and claws.
Waduh. Apa tuh? Hop, ganjal. Sekali lagi, Bang. Bawa kiri. Oke. Ups, waduh.
Two tractors roared like ferocious beasts, grinding their teeth as they climbed the steep, rocky mountain. Dust flew up, mixing with the sweat of the drivers. The loud noise of the engines tore through the silence of the mountains and forests, breaking the lingering morning mist. Amidst the chaos, the screeching sound of metal, and the billowing smoke, a giant truck lay on its side, its body twisted after a horrific collision. This serious traffic accident not only caused traffic congestion, but also threatened the safety of those around it. The steep slope challenged every truck driver. Every turn of the wheel was a battle against gravity as the vehicle crawled up like a struggling iron monster. The trucks roared and writhed on the deadly slope. The wheels crushed the rough road surface. Every meter of the road was a fierce challenge.
Guys.
Huge trucks carrying massive cargo slowly moved up to the wharf, ready for the journey across the sea on the great ship. The muscular power of the trucks, roaring engines, bringing heavy loads onto the deck created a majestic scene.
Kurang gas ya? Bro, ikat dulu, bro. Itu talinya putus, bro. Bang, muatannya jatuh, bang.
The road was a mirror reflecting the gray sky. The giant truck struggled to find grip. Every turn of the wheel was a fight with death, where even the smallest mistake could send the entire vehicle into the abyss. The roar of engines pierced the silence of the peaceful countryside. Two powerful tractors, covered in mud, struggled up the steep red dirt slope. The wheels crunched into the ground, trying to find every bit of friction to move forward. The two iron monsters roared, grinding their tracks into the steep earthen wall. Dust billowed up with each rotation, obscuring the majestic scene behind them. A giant tractor, its body stained with mud, was writhing, dragging its fellow. two scrap metal monsters twisted and roared loudly, their huge wheels grinding into the jagged rocks. Black smoke billowed from the exhaust pipes, mixing with the mist of dust. The leading tractor dragged its companions along, slowly conquering the steep slope meter by meter. These powerful trucks are more than just ordinary means of transportation. They are real warriors, conquering all terrains, from smooth asphalt roads to rough, dangerous roads. The roar of the engine echoed throughout the mountains and forests. The giant truck was like a steel monster struggling up the steep slope. Each wheel crushed the road. Each muscle of the giant machine strained to carry tons of goods. The brave and resilient trucks overcome all the harsh terrain of Thailand, carrying blocks of golden sand, contributing to the construction of great works.
เอาละครับมาดูเสียกรครับสำหรับเที่ยวนี้กี่เทจุดนี้เสียกรรับเหมาคนเดียวหรือเปล่าไม่รู้โอ้เรียบร้อยครับโอ้เกือบแล้ว
Giants on the road, the timber transport trucks tower forward, carrying a lush green forest on their backs. Each log is a story, a part of the majestic nature, transported by these powerful trucks to all corners of the country. Imagine giant, powerful trucks resiliently overcoming bumpy, dangerous roads. On the truck bed, tall, fully loaded logs, as a testament to the strong vitality of nature. These trucks are not simply means of transportation, but also a symbol of resilience, endurance, and the spirit to conquer all challenges. massive, powerful trucks roaring over bumpy roads, carrying huge logs from deep forests. They are not just a means of transportation, but also a symbol of industrial power, of the connection between nature and modern life. The mighty trucks, their beds loaded with towering logs, were speeding through the lush green forest. The dust flying and the roar of the engines were a vivid picture of strength and perseverance. Giant trucks roar over bumpy roads carrying large, sturdy logs. They are silent warriors not afraid of hardship, bringing gifts from the green forest to every corner of the country.
Karena apa dulu?
Gas saja. Rajar. Loading lama di loading.
Onde?
Chegou a vez do bobinho ser puxado. Não por culpa dele, né? Porque o governo do Pará ali atrapalhou. Dava o cara ter saído, ele não saiu. Do susto, né? Vai levar.
Freia não, Alex, freia não. Joga um pouquinho pra cá mais, Alex. Isso. Já passou. Um pouquinho só. Isso, vai. Isso, vai embora.
Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Corre.
Siap-siap menyeberang.
Balik mana dah rugi tu, Bok?
Nah, ini pelajaran.
Trong quá trình di chuyển thì tới đâu mình sẽ quay cho mấy bạn xem nha. Đó là xe đầu tiên là của trong cái này dẫn đò.
Mulai naik. Oke bosku. Oke Lambat 130 ton.
Vai saindo o prato. Vai sair dele embaixo. Vai sair dele. Vai sair. Vai sair. Vai sair bem aqui. Ayan din yan, oh.
ครับไม่มีที่ล็อกครับทางนี้ได้ปลอดภัยครับมันก็เริ่มมาแล้วเดี๋ยวก็แห้งรอแป๊บนึงครับเดี๋ยวลองเป็นรอบที่น่าจะรอบหลายรอบแล้วไม่ได้แล้วครับโอ้มันแห้งแล้วฮะตีปึ๊บมันเสียเลยนะครับต้องพอดีครับไม่ได้แล้วครับยังไงนะอ๋อมีถ้าเลยไปหน่อยตรงมันจะมีตรงยูเทิร์นพอดีอ๋อได้
This is the 1950s. It was hauled from Canada. That's crazy. Now it's about to haul this load down the highway.
Doesn't get any better than this. Like and
No. Barely.
if you can believe it, it did make it.
langsung kita lihat ya. Ini si macan putih nih. Kita lihat ya aksinya. Ora gelem. ขึ้นแล้วอ๋อยังครับขึ้นแล้ว
Halo bosku. Kali ini kita lagi nge-trip lagi. Nah, lihat ini ya, Bos. Wah. Wah, tenggelam-tenggelam, Bos. Wah, mantap, Bos. Mereng-mereng, Bos. Wih, nak-nak ya, Bos. Mantap, Bos. Ini, Bos.
Давай.
Ну что-то должны.
Buya Pak.
Ya Allah, kakinya ditarik ke sini ya guys. Ya Allah. Ya Allah, alhamdulillah ya Allah. Oh, alhamdulillah. Ya Allah, alhamdulillah ya Allah.
Ada yang mau loading batu juga di atas sana. Ada di atas sana itu pabrik ya, ada pabrik, ada tambang batu. Oke, mantap bosku, kebul. Mantap. Gas.
lanjut sama putaran aja banyak banget ini yang keluar dari kapal ini.
Thank you for watching my video. If you like these eye-catching scenes, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next exciting content. See you in more exciting videos about dramatic off-road vehicles.